Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you about two guns I bet you've never heard of. Okay, the first one I want to tell you about, this odd looking gun, is a Schuler Reform Pistol. Now that sounds like an obscure religious oxymoron. Schuler, Robert Schuler the evangelist, is kind of a free will guy, but most Reformed people are Calvinists. So you put the two together and they made this gun. Actually, Schuler was August. That was a odd joke, by the way. August Schuler, and I don't know where Reform comes from, but come take a look. So if you want more information on the internet, you do need to look under Schuler Reform, but on the pistol grip, all it has is Reform Pistol. It's got a patent number, and that patent number dates back to about 1907 to 1911. So this is when the pistol was made. They made very few of them. The serial number is actually 3 digits long, 989. There's a 5 and a K on there, but I think it's 989. So only about 1,000, I believe. It has 4 barrels, and it comes in 25 caliber. You can see here, 25 caliber. Oh, the proof marks, that's a crown and here, so we know it was German made. I mentioned before, August Schuler was a German machinist, and he put the design of this together. It's an interesting design. I liked it. I had a little bit of fun with it. I was going to say I'm going to have Randy run out and shoot this, but I actually found on the internet somebody shooting one of these. There's not much information. I searched for a long time to find any information at all. And I did find one that was sold at was Collector Firearms down in Houston. I think they sold one for about $1,600. So very simple. It reminds me of the harmonica guns, except those went horizontal. You can see the barrels going horizontal. This one goes vertical. Very easy to take apart. Just pull this up. That pops right out, and you can see the 4 barrels right there. Very simple design, but when we watch it being shot, you'll see how it all comes together. Safety on, it won't fire, and it does work in double action. Take the safety off. Now watch this. When I pull the hammer back, it goes up like a harmonica gun, but vertically. That didn't move much, but that's just the first shot. Now watch this. There we go. It is a rim fire, by the way, and works very simply. Now, the design also allows for the fact when you shoot the bullet, it pops the shell out of here. The gases from this bullet shoots the shells out. If you think this hammer curl here is an odd design, it actually has a very useful purpose that you'll see when he shoots it. Fire the first shot, the shell stays in there. Next shot, with the hammer down, the shell will come out, hit this curl, and shoot upwards instead of hitting you in the face. Here's a brief clip of one being shot.
And accuracy is not bad considering what it is. You know, it's at 7 yards or whatever, you're getting stuff on a man-sized target without any problem.
Okay, and that's about all there is to it. Interesting little gun. I probably will try to shoot it at some point, but it might sell before that. I did notice they're kind of a plum hue here. You know, on some of the metals on World War II guns, the way the metal is prepped, you see that plum color. And sure enough, you see it on this gun as well. Interesting design, something I never heard of. I had a lot of difficulty finding anything about it. So fortunately, I got one in last week and thought I'd share it with all of you. Now here's the second gun that we got in last week that I bet you never heard of. Another one that I tried to find information about and had a very difficult time, mostly because there's hardly anything written on this. There is some French writing here, which I didn't entirely understand. I see Ideal, and when I take the shotgun apart and I look up Ideal, it turns out that it's made by MAS, M-A-S, which stands for, I'll let Randy put it up there. Most of you are familiar with MAS because they are the French armory. Made guns for war, and if you collect World War II guns, many of them are made by this factory. This one, as far as I can tell, is made in the early 1900s, actually a lot like this gun. I'm thinking sometime before World War I. I couldn't find anything that was exactly like this, but I did find an ideal gun that was number 3. Now, number 3 seems to be a model, and this predates the model, the number 3. This predates that. It's an earlier design, and you can find number 3s on the internet. It's a 16 gauge, side by side, full choke from what I know. And I'll show you a bit about what makes this so unique. First of all, with most of the shotguns that we see out of Europe, there's a lever right here. The Luftwaffe drilling has the same thing. Lever right here, most of the Krieghoff shotguns. You can see a picture of one here. You just push it to the side and this pops open. But for this French 16 gauge side by side, you pull this up like a trigger. Just pull this up and it opens up like that. When you use that action, you can see that it'll eject the shell. There's the ejector. And very well made, very tight. But I like that design. Again, push that up, it opens up like that. Another difference with most of the shotguns that I see out of Europe, usually there's a lever right here and you take this hand guard off. In this case, it's over here. I'm saving the best for last. There's a feature on this that's just going to blow your mind. It did for me. So we pop this up. This piece comes off. Under here is where we can get the choke and the gauge, and also I could see that was MAS. We pull this up, and the shotgun is just going to pop apart. And there's little clues inside there. But again, it was very hard to find any information. I didn't find this exact model, but it looks a lot like the number 3. And I think this is a precursor. For those of you who want to tell me more about it, you can take a look at the writing and also the logo or the proof stamps. Might give you enough information to help me out. I see 65. I don't know what year it was made, but again, I suspect somewhere in the early 1900, maybe 1904 to about 1915, somewhere in there. Probably they stopped manufacturing these when World War I broke out, because after that, Moss was busy making armaments for the French military. Now, let me show you my favorite feature that really blew me away and I've never seen before or since. All right, there is a crack in the stock right here, or a repair is probably a better explanation. Right here, you can see there was a repair in the stock because somebody's going to buy this. Again, Ian collects, I know, French weapons. And Ian, if you happen to see this and you're interested, give me a shout. I'd be happy to sell you this gun. But so I mentioned a repair there. Also, this is replaced or added on because it's not French or Moss. But the best I can tell, the original ones had a Bakelite butt plate. And this one, I think that is the Bakelite butt plate right there. It was dropped at one point, which chipped it here and cracked the Bakelite. And then somebody took this butt pad, which is very common, by the way. The one other one I found online that was a number 3 also had the same red butt pad. But I think that was added over top of the Bakelite butt pad that was damaged. Now, here's the feature. Oh, I lied. Let me tell you one more thing. Notice the workmanship, the screws are engraved. There's just a tiny bit of engraving here. You can see the woodworking here. So an interesting shotgun with some very interesting details. And again, ideal is on there. And then you can see here on the screws some engraving. So attention to detail. Okay, here we go. See this right here? There's a screw here and it's engraved. I couldn't figure out what this is. We pull on this. What the heck? It's just like a tape measure. There's a little spool in here, which automatically retracts it. Don't want to break it, but this is over 100 years old. And you can see the maker here. I'll let you take a look at that. Again, those of you who know a little bit more about this would find this interesting. I would imagine a lot of these, if you ever find one, and I don't know that the number 3 has this feature, my favorite feature of all. Now, I'm going to pull this up. We turn this so there's a little flat space right here, and it pops in there. Seriously, how cool is that? Don't you think all of our shotguns should have that feature? And it fits so nicely. The spool fits nicely in here. Then you just turn it and pop it off, and it goes right back. Never saw anything like that before. It comes flush with the stock. Just a very cool feature that I've never seen before, and hopefully you learned something new today. You can comment if you'd like and say, that's really cool. Okay, one more time. We were able to find 2 new guns you never heard of, and you got to learn something new. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel.